Sweeter than a slice of cake, making women wobble like a bridge in an earthquake. It's the undercover brother, Mr. Chocolate Thunder, that Filipino mochaccino, Carlo Cash Money Cannon, head trainer and coach of Vicious Pursuit. My first memory of wrestling, the first time I saw it, I was 5 years old. So at the time when I was a kid, I wasn't very popular at school. My uncle came and took me to the video store, and they had like a whole wall of like pro wrestling DVDs. So he picked one. I just started watching it with him, and like my brain exploded. At 16, I made the conscious decision of going, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. What am I going to do to get there? And because Lance was my favourite wrestler at the time, I wanted to follow in his footsteps. I knew he trained at the Hart Dungeon in Calgary, and I moved to Canada at 18 and went to train with the Hart family. I met up with Bruce Hart, and he was telling me how I'm probably not big enough to ever be a wrestler. You'll probably just be a manager or referee. I went back to my room, and I remember sitting there going, I've moved my entire life, all my dreams, everything for this one moment. I'm alone in another country, only to be told that I'm never going to make it. By pure luck and pure chance, Lance decided to open up his own wrestling school. I went from having my dreams absolutely shattered to staying in the country, working my ass off for how long, and now being an opportunity to be in the very first class with my hero. So that's how my career had started, really. I was preparing for like a big dream match. So I'd prepped probably 10 weeks to get my body the way I wanted it, trained hard in the ring, and I prepped for this match. And literally 2 weeks before, we were doing a Mexican wrestling show where I play another character, and I did a move called a Hurricane Runner off the top. I jumped off, and the person I was jumping at just didn't have his feet steady and dropped me. When it happened, I remember landing, so I got crunched over. I remember feeling tingles in my hands and my feet, but all I could hear was the crowd go, ooh. And I remember wanting to go to the hospital, and then I was like, no, I'll just sleep it off. And I went to put my drink down, and my arm spasmed, and then my back spasmed, and we went straight to the hospital. So they didn't want me to move because I could cause damage throughout my whole back, pretty much, in my whole body. And then they eventually went to tell me that if my back wasn't so thick, I would have been paralyzed from the waist down. So they put me in a back brace, and I stayed in a back brace for about 10 weeks, and then I made a full recovery. I think all the setbacks in my life have helped me. You know, there's that saying that, you know, every setback is a setup for a comeback. So that's how I've always kept my mindset. And having my students around me that drive and work hard, that also helps drive me too. So when it comes to coaching, I've always been a bit of a coach, and helping Lance coach other guys, I guess, was just natural for me. So, and I really enjoyed motivating and helping other people. The time I decided to open my own school would have been probably about 4 years ago. I've always been taught by teachers that if the kids aren't learning or the people aren't learning, it's not because they're stupid. Some are, but it's not because they're stupid, but it's because I haven't found a way to teach them. It's a different kind of joy and a different kind of feeling you get watching people get the same feeling you get. You know, when I was first starting and learning from Lance, my eyes used to light up when he taught me something new. You know, sometimes you got to beat the living hell out of someone from to realize that this is some serious stuff. Like, this is my life. The biggest thing is, remember, if I'm beating the shit out of you, keep your face up. If you're going to take an ass whooping, you want everyone to see it. For me, I'm teaching them to get as good as I am, so it keeps me sharp as well. You know, iron sharpens iron. That's how it's always been. So I want these kids to be better than I am, so I have to be better. People say that you need to wrestle the best to get better. I think you just need to push yourself every day to be the best version of you that you can possibly be. And if you're training people that are hungrier than you to be better than you, I think nothing's going to keep you faster than someone on your tail and trying to catch someone else. I've got my core group of guys currently that train every day, and they're going to do amazing things and they're going to kill it, no doubt. Especially now, because 10, 11 years ago, I didn't have the opportunities that they have now. I work harder than everyone else, and I outwork everyone, so no one has an excuse. And that's why the school's name is Vicious Pursuit, because we're not just chasing dreams, we're violently and viciously chasing what we want, whether it is in wrestling, whether it's being a manager, whether it's being a referee, whether it's just being happy. That's what I want, for, not only for me, but for everyone else. And there's going to be times where they're going to hate me, especially when I'm beating the hell out of them and I'm pushing them and they're crying and on the ground. I can tell you there's a million times where we're doing drills and their legs have given it out and they're halfway to puking, and I'm picking them up physically myself and pushing them off the ropes, and I keep going. It's a thing that makes me the happiest. It's also, at times, the thing that's made me the most saddest, the most depressed. I've wanted to quit a million times. I've been lying injured going, what am I doing? I've lied in the middle of the ring where someone's kicked me so hard in the face that I'm bleeding, and I'm lying there going, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And then when you kick at it too, when you keep going and the crowd roars, you're like, yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah!